Hi everyone. I have just finished Someone to Remember by Mary Balogh. This was book 6.5 in the Westcott series, so it was very short, although it was a truly rewarding and moving book, despite the shortness of the story. Since it's book 6.5, it actually expands and builds upon a part of the story of book 6, Someone to Honor. Matilda Westcott had gone to visit Gilbert's father to persuade him to intervene during the trial that was to decide the custody of Gilbert's daughter. Matilda and Gilbert's father, Charles, happened to have had a love story 36 years prior to the events of this book, but it didn't have a happy ending then. The story is made up of a lot of reminiscing. It's almost a story that could be described as a phoenix allegory. From the ashes of what once was, a new flame arose. I enjoyed the fact that the conversations between Charles and Matilda were more direct, mature, and frank, something that added a fun factor. But also, it differentiated them from the usual protagonists of these stories. There was little dilly-dallying, but that did not make the story any less moving. Charles and Matilda were always in love and end up being together, finally making Matilda's, the up until now Westcott spinster at 56, dream come true. The story made me think of the ways we cope with heartbreak, with pain in general, and with life moving against the direction of our wishes. Matilda had calcified herself into the role of her mother's companion for 36 years, busying herself with proper behavior and finding her identity and fuzzing over her mother's well-being. Charles went in the opposite direction and sought distraction with women and debauchery. Neither of them were effective. Neither of them admitted the truth about what was going on. And this is something that the book explores. It made me consider that sometimes we think we're numbing the pain of loss with our best interest in mind and good intentions, perhaps placing duty and work above our insignificant personal issues. But what we're actually doing is ignoring ourselves. We need to admit pain, sadness, and sorrow, but also love, care, and affection, even if it's accompanied by sadness or loneliness. It reminded me of something I read once about all of us needing to metabolize our emotions. Running away from them just keeps them stuck in line, waiting to be attended. They won't go away. In that sense, Charles and Matilda were the reminder to each other of who they were. That is, who they had ignored for so long. And the realization is painful. Not only realizing what they had lost, but what they had ignored for so long. Themselves. And I believe the idea wasn't so much to go back to the innocence and ignorance of our younger selves. That is impossible, and probably rather counterproductive. But instead, to dig through the layers of whatever one has thrown on top of it, to bring it out, and make it part of one's current self. And this also includes looking at the pain and applying some truth to it, some responsibility as well. Maybe the pain was real, but that doesn't mean that it was justified, or that one was correct all along about the origins of it, or that one handled it properly. So, revising one's history and correcting one's memories is also possible, and sometimes necessary in order to let go. This is beautifully explored not only on the two main characters, but also on Matilda's mother. She had also been carrying guilt for over 3 decades, as she had been crucial in preventing Matilda and Charles from marrying when they had first met at 20 years of age. The book seems to also focus a lot on the idea of it never being too late to love, to care, to be loved and cared for, to say yes to the true aspects of oneself and to get rid of the false ones. Saying yes to life isn't simply accepting to exist. It's embracing living, a daily choice, the good with the bad, as that couple that always shows up together in our lives. And I think that saying yes to life is a good idea. For sometimes, just getting used to the way things are is a lot safer than actually working on the things we desperately need to. Sure. However, unconscious security will ultimately calcify itself into the safety of someone who has stopped living. It's never too late to take that first step. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have made it this far, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to click like and subscribe to my channel, and you can share it with your friends. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.